السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So inshallah we will begin today I think that's the fifth lesson, stopping on the ends of words. الوقف على أواخر الكلم. The ends of words are classified as sahih, meaning strong, or mu'tal, meaning weak. When the end of a word is classified as sahih, that if this end is sahih, it's strong, this means that the last letter is not an alif or waw or a ya. Now alif, waw and ya, as we have seen, these are the maddiya letters. If at the end of the word you have alif or waw or ya, then you will say that it's a mu'tal, otherwise it's a sahih. The last letter can have السكون في حالة الوصل والوقف, meaning a sukun when you continue or stop, such as when you stop on the last word in the ayah وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَتِهِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. Here you have a sukun, okay? Or if you see the next one, like if you continue also, it's a sukun. If you stop also, it's a sukun. But there might be a mutaharrik wa arda alayhi sukun fil waqf, meaning it can be voweled. The last letter can have a vowel, but the sukun is incidental or temporary only when you're stopping. Like in this ayah, yawma tubla sarair. Now it's a sarairu. It has a dhamma at the end, ru. But when you stop, you're making it sarair. You're going to stop. When the end of a word is classified as mu'tal, meaning weak, it means last letter is alif or waw or ya. For example, here in this ayah, ثم دنا فتدلى. So you have an alif here. ثم دنا فتدلى. Now we will do stop on a word with a strong ending, which is صحيح. الوقف على الكلمة الصحيح الآخر. So we saw that صحيحة الآخر means a strong ending. It will be a sukun in both cases, waqf wal wasl, or it can be an incidental or conditional sukun when you're going to stop. That when you're going to continue, it will be a vowel. But when you stop, you'll make it sukun. If the end of the word has a sukun, then the stop can only be with a sukun. Like over here, وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ. You have to stop with a sukun. But if the end of a word is voweled, then sukun is put on the letter for stopping, like mutaharrik wa arada alayhi sukunu lil waqf. Then in this case there are 5 possible ways of stopping. We are only stopping with sukun, but if you look into the details, there are actually 5 ways how you can stop. One is the pure unmixed sukun, a sukun al mahd. Then the next way is a raum, which means giving only 1/3 of a vowel count. We will see what this is. Then there is al-ishmam, which is making dhamma of the lips but no sound, meaning you form your lips into a circle as if you're saying ooh, so how your lips go round, but you will not get that ooh sound. You will only make this lips into a circle. Then al-hazf, which means deletion. Al-ibdal means substitution. So let us see. Al-waqfu bir-rawm wa ma yajuz fi, meaning stopping with a rawm. What did we say a rawm was? Making only 1/3 of a vowel count, meaning if you whatever sound a vowel sound is there, you just say 1/3 of it. You're not saying the full vowel. And what is allowed with it, that also we will see. The linguistic definition of raw means the request, a talab, request. I'm sorry. What we will be learning here is it is weakening of the sound when stopping on a dhamma or a kasra. It's only dhamma or kasra. When you're going to stop, the sound is weakened, so weakened that the most of the sound disappears. That means only 1/3 is left, 2/3 is disappeared. The scholars have determined that the weakening of the sound with a vowel in a roam is such that it diminishes until it reaches only one third of a full vowel count. More is removed from the vowel than remains. So two-third, that's more. One-third remains. So more is removed when reciting with Raum. The sound is weakened. Why? Due to the shortening of the time and the lowering of the volume of the recitation. The volume is also lowered, the time is also shortened. The listener close by can hear it even if blind. Now, stopping with Raum can be on marfu or majroor, as we just now saw. It's dhamma or kasra of conjugated words, and on the madmum and maksur of non-conjugated words. It does not matter if the letter stopped on is mukhaffaf. Mukhaffaf means without shadda, or mushaddad means with shadda, or mahmuz means having a hamza or not. It doesn't matter. Munawwan means it has a tanween or not. So it does not matter what the letter is. If there is a tanween, then it must not have a fatha. Fatha is mansoob, right? Whatever we are doing is only dhamma and kasra. It should also not be ism maqsoor, meaning a word with a tanween ending with alif maqsoora. Alif maqsoora is this yeah which is pronounced as alif now. This, although the ism is ism maqsoor, but in both these cases, when you recite this tanween and here when you say the fatha, this fatha you will say not with raum, okay, and this one you will going to change it into an alif and you're going to stop. You're going to say who there, okay, it changes to a fatha, alif, fatha. The rom cannot be in a word ending with a fatha, regardless whether it's conjugated word ending with fatha or a fixed fatha. So it does not matter. Now, for those who are wondering what is this marfu, majroor, conjugated, madmum, maksur, non-conjugated, it's madmum means having a dhamma, maksur means having a kasra. Okay, this is the actual dhamma and kasra. Dhamma and kasra, they have in grammatical terms, they have called marfu and majroor. Marfu is more than a dhamma, there are more things in that. So that is what it means. That will go in Arabic grammar. When you do, you will come to know. Now, reason for this why of the fatha is due to the lightness of the fatha as well as its covertness. If some of it were emitted with a raum, all of it would be emitted. Fatha does not accept division. This is in contrast to dhamma and kasra. So Imam Shatibi has said in his poem, which is Hirs al-Amani wa Wajhu Tahani, he described raum as this. بصوت خفي كل دان تنول, and your Rom is listening to the vowel when stopping. ورومك إسماء المحرك واقفة, with a hidden sound every close one can hear. The rules for considerations when you stop with Rom. The rules for the letters and lengthening, they are the same as when you're going to continue. Okay, for example, Maddul Leen, the soft lengthening. Maddul Leen is the I and Au, but ending as a mad, which is Ain, Aun. So you have one more letter over there. That will be when it will be called a mad. When stopping on the word, end of a word with a round, okay, that is preceded with a harf leen, then the mad leen is dropped. The harf leen is recited with a mad damma, just as when continuing the recitation. So usually we have a leen which is like li'ila fi quraish. It's a mad. You make it long. But if you're going to stop on the end of a word using round, okay, and before this when you have a harf leen, then what will happen is you won't say the mad leen. Harfleen is the ya or wow, which is sukoon, which is I, ow, that ya and wow, that is called harfleen. When it is sukoon preceded by a fatha, when it is this sound, I and ow. So as how you're going to continue recitation, you're going to recite it the same way. Now, rules of tafkhim and tarqiq of ra. Tafkhim means heavy and tarqiq means light. So when stopping on ra, at the end of a word with the rom, there is observance of tafkhim or tarqiq as would be observed when continuing. So the rules for ra, for heaviness and lightness remain the same. They will be followed even if you're using rom. If there is a kasra on the ra would be tarqiq. If there is a fatha or dhamma on the ra, then it would be tafkhim. Tafkhim, sorry. These rules are already done in the rules of Raw, so you'll come to know over there. Like Wal Fajr, Uqbad Dar, these words have tarqiq on the Raw when stopping with Rom because you have a kasra, Wal Fajri, it's kasra. So when you say Wal Fajr, so you're going to stop uh, with a light Raw. The kasra will be 1/3 you will recite, so you will just be able to hear a little bit of the kasra, not full. Whereas here, sihrun, mustamirrun, these words have tafkhim of ra because it's having a dhamma. So sihru, sihr, you're going to sihr. Little you will say the dhamma 1/3, but it will be heavy. Then qalqala, if the last letter is to be stopped with rom, which it is a qalqala letter, then qalqala would not be apparent. You will not do the qalqala. Then madarid lisukun. Madarid lisukun is just like that lean, which is at the towards the end. You have Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This ending mad which you're extending, that is called madarid lisukun. If you stop on rom, then only 2 counts you can use exactly like it's a normal mad tabi'i. The same we saw in mad lean also. You're going to recite like a normal lean. No mad will be there. Now if you stop with ishmam and what is allowed with it. Ishmam is when you circle the two lips as they are shaped. When you pronounce a dhamma, oo, say oo. So how your lips are going into a circle, making the lips into that circle, but you don't make any sound. You're just going to form your lips like that. Ooh. Now this I cannot say and tell you because you will have to see because there will be no sound. So you will not come to know. But what I'm doing is just saying ooh, that same position of your lips, but there will be no sound. You just form the lips into a dhamma. A little bit after putting a sukoon on the letter that has a dhamma. So when you put a sukoon on the letter which is having a dhamma, but you will just form your lips into dhamma, which will indicate that this original vowel was a dhamma. So if you're going to stop on a letter having a dhamma, it is necessary that there be a space left between the two lips when executing the ishmam. Because when you're going to make a circle, there has to be some space. Your lips should not be closed. It is important that ishmam be after making a sukoon on the last letter without relaxation. So you have to make a sukoon on the last letter and then you have to do ishmam. If relaxation occurs, then there is sukoon mahd, only that which is the normal sukoon, and there is no ishmam. Ishmam is only seen visually, you cannot hear it, which is why only one endowed with eyesight can perceive it. This is the opposite of Rom. Rom can be heard, but it's nothing to do with the vision. The Ishmam is allowed after a marfu of a conjugated word and madmum of a non-conjugated word, and excluding all other vowels. It is only for words that end in a dhamma. Why? You have to make a circle of your lips. That only you do in dhamma. So Imam Shatibi, he has mentioned in his poem about Ishmam, which is known as Matn al-Shatibiyyah, يسكن لا صوت هناك فيصحل, and the Ishmam is closing the lip shortly after والإشمام إطباق الشفاه بعيدما making sukoon. Oh, I'm sorry, the translations. That's what I was wondering in the previous one as well. The first part, the translation is written on the other side. Like they have written Arabic in its Arabic form, same way English also they've written from left to right. Okay, so while ishmamu itbaqu shifahi bu'aydama, and the ishmam is closing the lip shortly after. يسكن لا صوت هناك فيصلح لا, making sukun without a sound here even weak. Even here with the previous one I was wondering that only why the meanings are not matching this the previous prose that we did here. ورومك إسماع المحرك واقفة, and your Rom is listening to the vowel when stopping. So that's how the meaning is written. بصوت, with the sound, خفي, hidden, كل دان تنول, every close one can hear. Okay. Then Imam Ibn al-Jazari, he explained about Rom and Ishmam in his prose Muqaddimah. Muqaddimah is just a short for the poem. The poem's name is actually very long. وحاذر الوقف وحاذر الوقفة بكل الحركة. حاذر means beware of stopping with a vowel. إلا إذا رمت فبعد الحركة, except if you made a rom then part of a vowel. إلا بفتح أو بنصب وأشم, except with a fatha or nasba, fatha and nasb, and make ishmam wa ashim. Isharatan, isharatan means by indicating bi dhammin fi raf'in wa dhamm, by indicating a dhamma with a rafa and dhamm. And the next is stopping with a pure sukoon and what is allowed. The sukoon is tantamount to removing the vowel on the letter, like a, u, e. You just remove that and just stop on the letter. So mahd can be defined as الخال المجرد أو الخالص من الروم والإشمام, clearly void or free from a rom and ishmam. Sukun mahd can be on all. It can be on marfu, mansub, majroor. Okay, on mu'arab, which is conjugated words, and non-conjugated, which is mabni, which is madmum, maksur, maftuh. All of them. It can be on words that end with a shadda or without. You have a shadda, you don't have a shadda, you have a tanween, no tanween, doesn't matter. But it cannot be on words that end with tanween mansoob, tanween fatha. Why? Huban kabira. You have to read this with a mad, that's why. It's already stated before. And of course, this will not be allowed when the word is ending or with alif, waw, or ya, because they are not sakin sahih. They're mu'attal. The word nasb generally, but not always, refers to conjugated word. Conjugated means mu'arab, which has all the three different types of i'rab, ending with a fatha. Nasb generally, not always, refers to conjugated word ending with a fatha. Word rafa also generally, but not always, refers to word ending with a dhamma, which is what I just mentioned before, that rafa, which is marfu, it has more than a dhamma, which you will do in grammar. So what are those that which can be stopped only with a pure sukoon and rom and ishmam is not permitted? That which has a sukoon on the end when continuing and when stopping. So when there is an actual sukoon, then you have to do sukoon. You cannot do any ishmam or rom. Like وَرَبَّكَ فَكَبِّرْ قُمْ فَأَنذِرْ. Okay. Then عارض الشكل mean conditional vowelization. That which, oh, okay. 1 second, the screen is I think halfway cut. Okay, for some reason I think there's something here. Anyways, I'll just move it this side. So conditional vowelization, That which is voweled when continuing with a presented vowel to eliminate the meeting of the two non-voweled letters. Sorry, my PC is a bit slow. Okay, there you go. That which is voweled when continuing with a presented vowel to eliminate the meeting of two non-vowel letters. Meaning when you have two sukun coming together, you cannot recite. Okay, like this is an. Okay, and this word is anzir. The actual word is anzir. It's a sukun, and then you have annas. Okay, but annas, this alif is not an alif or hamza. It's not a. It's just hamzatul wasl. So when you have over here, if you had, suppose you had rabbannas, you join it, but here you have anzir and you have nas. So you have sukun here, and the next letter is also known sukun. To two sukun you cannot recite. So what is done is, for recitation purposes, there is a vowel which is a kasra vowel is presented here, just so that it becomes easier to recite. And anzirin nasa wala tahzanu wa antum, and this is antum, and this is al-a'laun. So you have antum al-a'laun. So wa antumul a'laun. It's presented with a vowel to make both of them recitation easier to join them. Now, included in Arad Shakal mean conditional incidental vowels are the words Hina idhin and Yawma idhin, because the kasra is on the dal is presented. It's not idhin here, it's presented. So here again, Raum and Ishmam are forbidden in presented vowel because origin of it was sukun. Yawma id. It actually is yawma meaning day, id meaning when. Id, id jaa. So that is. So yawma and id, they both are joined and it becomes yawma id. But that kasra is presented with a sorry, that sukun is presented with a kasra. Yawma idin. Then that which has a fatha on it, whether it's mabni, sorry, that which has a fatha on it, a mu'rab, or permanent, not incidental fatha, but not with a tanween. So you should have a fatha like ihdina sirat al mustaqima. You have a fatha. Okay. So here you cannot stop with a pure. You can only stop with a pure sukun. You cannot do ishmam or rom. That we already saw there also, because for ishmam you need to have a dhamma, and even rom you need to have a dhamma or a kasra. Okay. Then watab. Here this is again a permanent or fixed fatha. This is having a shadda as well. Then here you have al-qab. Here again you have a fatha which you will do sukun when you stop. Then you have the female ha. This is known as ha at-ta'nis, and it is of two types. Qasm rasm biha al-marbuta, meaning the division which is written with ha marbuta, which is maghfiratan al-jannata. All agree that these words have sukun mahd, meaning when stopping you have to stop with a sukun. You cannot do any ishmam or raum. Why? It is because ishmam and raum make clear the vowel of the letter that is being stopped on when the word is read continuing. Here, being the letter ha, which has no vowel when continuing, because it is exchanged for a ta. Okay, the ha, actually the female ha, does not have a vowel. It is exchanged for a ta. The ta is not present when stopping. So like if you say maghfiratan, sorry, maghfirat, when you stop with a sukun, it's not maghfirat. The ta is not present. So these words are stopped on with the letter ha. So Rom and Ishmam are not used in a letter whose vowel is not on it but on a different exchange letter. This is not the actual alphabet. The actual alphabet is to be ha. Then the other is called qasm rasm bita al mabsuta, a division which was written with an open ta. According to Hafs, this division can be stopped on three ways: proper sukun, rom, or ishmam, depending on the vowel of the ta when continuing. If it has a dhamma, then you can do all three, because dhamma, rom is allowed, ishmam is allowed. If it has a kasra, then you can stop with sukun or rom, like وَبِنِعْمَةِ اللَّهِ وَبِنِعْمَةِ اللَّهِ. If it has a fatha, then only mahal, because ishmam and rom are not allowed in fatha. It has to be noted that ha at ta'nis is always conjugated and never fixed in vowel. Then this one, ha dhamir. Inshallah, we will do this in the next class. Ha dhamir is a little long, and then is a big summary of stopping on this ha, because I know it's too much to remember. So we will, with the summary, we'll cover everything again, and then again we'll continue with the stopping with deletion. So inshallah, we'll end the class here. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.